Hey guys, Crypto Muser here on the Crypto Muser channel. This will be my first video. Just to put it out there, I don't know what I'm doing. I am not a tech guy. I really don't know how to edit. I really don't know how to do any of this, but I am going to fake it till I make it. I got a microphone, a real microphone on its way, coming to my house hopefully in the next week, so bear with the volume and the audio. But on the onset, just want to give a shout out to the Crypto Lifer and the Crypto Lifer fam. Couldn't have done this without you guys and all your support. I'm going to try to put content out as much as I can. Just news and analysis on the market. I'm a big XRP guy, so I'll give you a lot of news about the SEC lawsuit and what's going on over there. But just all around, analysis on the market as a whole. Maybe do some deep dives into some coins that I'm interested in, that I think you guys should be interested in. Also, on the onset, I want to say I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So do not take anything I say or write as investment advice. Get yourself an investment advisor if you need one. But I am not one of those. So I wanted to start off this first video just to talk about what happened yesterday with Bitcoin. And you see this little dip down to, we hit about 39,558. If you see the big green candle that came in strong, the buyers came in strong and bought that back up pretty hard. And this ended, yesterday morning, but as you know, this did climb up to almost 43,000 by the end of the day. And now, as of this is January 11th, this morning, now it is just kind of ranging in that 42,000 again. So we kind of, it's just great to see that dip down, and we got bought. The buy pressure came in hard, and we got bought right back up, and now we're just ranging back in this area until I think the bulls come in and push us back over hopefully 44 and then on to 46,000. I am in the camp that thinks that Bitcoin hit its top at around 68,000, and now it's on its way on a retracement back to the 702 fib around 60,000 or so. So I think in that retracement phase, I think in the next couple weeks or months, I think that the altcoins will have their time to shine. I think there are some, a lot of lagging alts that really haven't done a lot in the last year. If you look at the top alts, top 100 alts, or top 100 coins as a whole, only about 5% of those coins actually did their thing in the last year. So there are a lot of lagging alts out there that really haven't done their thing, and I believe that this coming weeks and months, I think you're going to see those alts that really haven't done anything start to really shine in the market, and I think you'll see Bitcoin dominance and ETH dominance start to fall a little bit, and I believe that we will have a little alt season, or a big alt season, in the coming months. So that's my idea in the market. Just wanted to show you this quickly because it just, it's good to see that buy pressure below 40,000 is there. There's a lot of buyers down there picking this up, and that's just a great sign to see. A strong Bitcoin is a strong market as a whole, as we know that. So just wanted to run that by you guys first of all, just to give you that quick analysis. So let's get into, John E. Deaton. I don't know if you guys been following the SEC lawsuit against Ripple, but John Deaton is kind of a rock star in the XRP community. He, when the SEC filed their lawsuit against Ripple last Christmas, John Deaton actually filed a lawsuit against the SEC on behalf of XRP holders. And throughout the year, now he has, I believe it's 63,000 XRP holders signed on to the lawsuit against the SEC. I mean, that's huge. I mean, I don't even think that's ever happened in the history of the country, that many people have actually investors that the SEC are sworn to protect have actually, sued the SEC themselves. It's just unprecedented, and it's unbelievable. And John Deaton, rock star, absolute rock star. He's taken time out of his life to really, help out the XRP community and, help the crypto community as a whole, honestly, because this lawsuit isn't just about Ripple and XRP, and people need to know that. Like, this isn't just about Ripple, and you can hate Ripple and XRP all you want, but this is about crypto as a whole. The SEC and Gary Gensler are going after all of crypto in this. So just to let you know, it doesn't end with this lawsuit. If Ripple has a nice settlement or a nice outcome out of this, that helps crypto as a whole. If the SEC somehow, corruptly wins this lawsuit, that's going to be terrible for crypto. So we should all be supporting Ripple as much as you want. If you want to hate Ripple, if you want to hate XRP, we should be supporting them against the SEC. We should be fighting against the SEC and everything they do. So I just wanted to put it out there. It's not all about Ripple and XRP, so you guys should be paying attention to this lawsuit. So just wanted to put this out here. So John Deaton started a website called cryptolaw.com. On that website, he has something called Connect to Congress. And that is a quick way you can write your Congress people and let them know that you're not happy with what's going on in the SEC. And it's very easy to do. You go onto the website, click connect to Congress. All you got to do is put your name, address, and zip code, and then a message, whatever you want to say to your Congress people, and it'll get sent out directly to your Congress people. So I've sent out once. I think he started this in October, I believe. I think it says, October. I've sent out a message every week. That's just what I really believe that this is the only way we can really get our message heard. So I've been sending a message every week. I believe everybody should be doing the same. Recently he put this whole, I want to show you this quick feed of what he has been saying, but he just put out basically an automated message now in there. So it makes it even easier for you. All you got to do is put your name, put your zip code, address, and then press send. And he has an automated message, and I'll read this for you guys to let you know what he's saying. So let's start it here. My goal when I started Crypto Law was to help the individual investor. That's why late last year I launched Connect to Congress to help retail holders make themselves heard. Now I'm going to ask again that we need to speak up. Since launching Connect to Congress last October, over 11,000 messages have been sent to every sitting member of Congress. 11,000 messages, guys. That's unbelievable. And that's just the start. I believe, 11,000 messages in 2-3 months. We need to get up to, 100,000 messages, in the next month or so. So this is why I'm trying to share it with you guys, because I believe that this is one of the most important ways we can actually get our voices heard and actually get some real regulation and not just let the SEC just trample on our investments. So let me continue on. Where was I? And many are responding. It is working. They are starting to pay attention. I believe that we need now is a focused action to help get answers about the glaring improprieties by the SEC that we've uncovered together and that we've laid out on Crypto Law. The alarming evidence demonstrating serious conflicts of interest serve as the background for the attack on XRP. That attack and the ETH free pass cannot be ignored. It's too obvious, too troubling, and can't just live on social media alone. We need real action. We were meticulous in assembling the evidence, meticulous in gaining media attention for this story, and now must be meticulous in engaging Congress. Step by step, we are surrounding the SEC, so here is the next logical step. We must press for an independent investigation by the banking committees of Congress, on which we know we have some good friends in crypto. It can start with friendly lawmakers and staff. A hearing is not required as of yet. This is where you come in. To help, I've drafted a short message to you to use that will automatically appear when you visit the app now. You can sign and send as it is. Edit it if you like. Completely rewrite it if you want. The point, however, is to take focused action, so I ask you to work with us and to be heard. Keep telling your stories like you have before. Let your lawmakers know just how much harm the SEC's senseless enforcement actions have caused you. Speak up, and you have the right to be heard. Now, this is a big point here, guys. You don't have to be an XRP holder to write Congress about this stuff. Like I said before, this is, the SEC isn't going to stop at XRP. They're going after everything. They might even go after ETH after this. The past people in the SEC, Jay Clayton, they kind of give Bill Hinman, they gave ETH a free pass. It doesn't look like, Gary Gensler doesn't look like he's giving anybody a free pass. It looks like he's coming after everything. He's a Goldman Sachs guy. He don't give a damn about your investment. He's coming after you guys. He's working for the banks. So we have to write Congress, and I'm glad John Deaton's doing this, because he's really putting it out there and making it easy for people to contact their Congress people. And honestly, like I said before, this is the only way we do it. So just wanted to show you this about ETH. I'm not an anti-ETH, me either. I own ETH, big ETH guy. So it's not about we're against ETH. It's just that, there has to be a level playing field here. You can't just give ETH a free pass and then come after XRP. It's like, you can't pick winners and losers in the market, and especially people in power. That's the way, they've been doing it, but we got to stop it. There can't be corruption, especially in this new market now. You can't pick winners and losers. There's people are putting their hard-earned money in these things, and to have the SEC and government step in and ruin investments like this is just, it can't happen. We can't let it happen. So just wanted to put out there, I'm not anti-ETH, but John Deaton says it pretty well here. I'm not anti-ETH. At one point, it was the largest holding that I had. I'm against tribalism, and we should all be against tribalism, guys. I used to be called the XRP muser, and people thought I was an XRP, maximalist. I'm not an XRP maximalist. I own, about over 30 cryptos. I'm well diversified. I believe that, crypto as a whole, there's a lot of great cryptos out there, and this market, when it gets, when it grows and grows more, I believe there's going to be a lot of good cryptos out there that are going to solve real problems in the future. So I'm not a maximalist. I'm not an XRP maximalist. I am a crypto maximalist. I believe in all cryptos. So just want to put that out there. So back to here. So it's about fairness and accountability in our government. We need answers regarding the free pass and why XRP was targeted. The conflicts need to be looked into, improprieties investigated. And that's basically what we're trying to do. We need investigation, because Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman, shady stuff, man. Shady stuff going on in that last administration. And obviously shady stuff going on with this administration. So, we need real investigations into these people. Like, if they just are allowed to do whatever they want, then, what are we going to do? We're just going to let them be corrupt forever? No, the only thing we can do is write our Congress people and let them know we see what's going on, and we're not going to we're not going to let it stand. So just want to put this out here. So this is the Connect to Congress crypto law. You can find this, like I said, on cryptolaw.com or on Twitter here on John Deaton's page, John E. Deaton 1. Moving on. So this is a tweet I saw from Stuart, XRP. Great follow also if you're an XRP guy. But this was a video back on May 13th, I believe, on CNN. I'm sure you guys know Anthony Pompliano here, huge Bitcoin guy. Just thought it was interesting. I'm not hating on Bitcoin here. It was funny that what she said here. I just want to play this. Just listen to this, and then we'll talk about it.
I was looking for it. Cambridge University did a big study, and I've read it. I guess some of the criticism that will instantly come is 65%, I believe, around of Bitcoin is mined in China, and whether they're using renewable or not, it's tough to verify. Do you accept that that is a challenge here in terms of verification of the data? But also, even if we're just talking about digital assets in general, there are cleaner energy versions, Ether, for example, XRP, not mined. Is that a fact that we can stick to at this moment?
Yeah, I think one of the big things here, right, is to remember that money is energy. It's stored energy. And so you need some conversion of energy to have money be valuable.
But you didn't answer my question. There is cleaner digital assets than Bitcoin. We're clear on that. And I think that's important for people to understand whether you love Bitcoin or not, or you like other digital assets or not. I was looking for it. Cambridge University did a big study, and I've read...
So yeah, just wanted to show that video again. I thought that was pretty telling about Anthony Pompliano and how we love Bitcoin, and we know Bitcoin is going to be there forever, but we have to point out things, point out facts. Obviously Bitcoin mining uses a lot of energy, and as Bitcoin is the OG in the market, we can point out flaws if we see them, and if you don't, then you're just not being honest with yourself. So it was just funny to see Anthony Pompliano's talk about money being stored energy, which I don't even know what he was saying about that. I don't know what point he was trying to make there, but even he won't even just admit, maybe it does use a little too much energy, and maybe we should find, renewable energy sources or ways to do it. And they're doing it now, and this is, back in May. So, they are finding ways to work on that energy wasting, mining. But, it is true that, there are cryptos out there that are greener than Bitcoin, and that, we can point those out. We don't have to be hating on Bitcoin just to point out the flaws. So I just wanted to post that. I thought it was just funny that Anthony Pompliano wouldn't admit that, there are greener cryptos. And I'm glad it's funny that you said XRP. Moving on. So saw this yesterday. Unbelievable. So billionaire investor Bill Miller puts 50% of his net worth in Bitcoin. Now, this is unbelievable. Like, you see people like this. We see people like Michael Saylor, putting big money in Bitcoin. We're going to start seeing more and more of this. Smart money is going to put their money in places that they know is safe. And the big reason why I want to read this, the quote he had. Okay, this is huge. So the billionaire investor noted that he looks at Bitcoin as an insurance policy against a financial catastrophe. That is, if you have a lot of money, you have billions of dollars, and you see what the Fed's been doing, just pumping markets, printing the dollar. If you have billions of dollars, you need to put that money in something that is going to keep it safe. And honestly, man, keeping it in the stock market or in dollars, it's just not a safe bet, and they know it. And these, the whole saying, watch what people do and not what they say. Watch what these rich people do in the next couple months, and even in the past months, they've been putting their money in places that is very telling. And I believe you're going to see more and more people, buying into Bitcoin. I just saw yesterday Klay Thompson and Andre Iguodala, two well-known basketball players. Now they're taking their salary in Bitcoin, or half their salary in Bitcoin. You're seeing more athletes, more musicians. This is growing every day, and it's just so good to see. And I just wanted to show you guys this quick. He had another thing he said that was pretty telling here. Let me see. Let me just figure this out, guys. Sorry. He also pointed out Bitcoin scarcity, meaning that only 21 million Bitcoin can ever be created. That's the big thing about Bitcoin. 21 million forever. We talk about the dollar, or I'll be talking about the dollar a lot in this channel, and how just they've printed it into oblivion, and they can just keep doing that. And that just makes it so telling that, like, the dollar is not going to be the reserve currency forever, guys. We know this. And if you look at Bitcoin, you look at a lot of cryptos, when they have a set amount, when it's a deflationary asset and not an inflationary asset, that's a good place to put your money. That's a safe place to put your money. So just wanted to put this out there. I thought it was pretty crazy when I saw that story this morning. Half his net worth. Before people were like, put 5% of your portfolio maybe in Bitcoin or crypto. This guy's betting half his net worth as a billionaire. Pretty unbelievable. And I think you're going to see more and more of this as time goes on. So just want to put that through. So next on the channel here. So Ron Hammond, he is a director of government relations at Blockchain Assistance, author of the Token Taxonomy Act, and he was a former aide, I think, to Representative Warren Davidson. So he put out this thread that I thought was very important, just showing you like that there are Congress people out there that are on the side of crypto, and they're actually trying to be heard. And, they're writing, they're really battling Gary Gensler in Congress right now, because he is just, like I said, power hungry. All he wants to do is come after crypto and everything. And it's just sad to see that, a guy in government is just so, set on just coming after the investor, and which is so funny because the SEC is supposed to be protecting investors. It's like corruption in your face, and it's just, it's good to have people like this that are actually trying to do something and fight the power. So just wanted to show you this thread here and read it to you guys. I thought it was very important. This week in Congress and crypto, besides legislation, one of the tools members of Congress use to move policy is letters to regulators. These letters are important for the crypto industry given the lack of regulatory clarity, but there are several still waiting response. For crypto, these letter responses serve as important guidelines as they provide the bounds for how companies can comply with laws or guidance. Regulatory staff, therefore, need to perform due diligence to ensure content is legally sound, which takes time and resources. However, these responses can take months to hear back on, and in some cases, no response at all. This can irk members of Congress, as these letters can be pivotal to their legislative or oversight capabilities. Those who are higher ranking tend to receive more timely responses. These letters can be just as impactful as speeches and enforcement actions. One example is former SEC Chair Jay Clayton responding to Representative Ted Budd letter on digital asset transactions no longer representing an investment contract. Response took over 6 months. So just a quick little thing I hear, 6 months as for a reply. Like, this is a congressman asking for a SEC chairman for some type of response, and it took 6 months. So it's like, if you're trying to, it's like the power that these people have, man, and like they don't even think they owe it to the representatives that are supposed to represent us for a response. I mean, 6 months, that's insane. That just shows you how slow everything in Congress and everything in government takes. It's just, we need to change this. It's unbelievable that it takes that long to get a response from the SEC. So this is why this is so important. What this guy is trying to lay out is that more and more congressmen need to be contacting regulators, and we need to hold them accountable, and we need to, ensure that these people actually give us a response in a timely order, and not 6 months. That's ridiculous. So continuing on, for Gensler's tenure, there have been a couple of crypto letters that have received responses, but most of the time, these letters do not reveal anything different than what has been said already before. Here's an example from Senator Toomey. So I'm not going to read this right now, but this is just, I guess this is a letter from Senator Toomey writing Gensler. And Gensler's, his office just sends the generic response of, we can't talk about certain cryptos, and it's just unbelievable the response that, Gary Gensler is like a robot. He says the same script that he reads from every time, and it's just like, how is a regulator that, the investors are supposed to be looking to for guidance just giving you literally zero guidance at all times? It's like the exact opposite of what they're supposed to be doing, and it makes me crazy when I see him talk, because it's like robot talking. Can't talk about ETH, can't talk about Bitcoin, everything's a security. Oh my God, it's like painful. So back to, Blockchain Caucus chairs Tom Emmer and Darren Soto are awaiting a response to their November letter on approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF. I thought this was great. Tom Emmer, honestly, great congressman. He's been on a couple crypto podcasts that I've seen him on. Very pro crypto, very pro investor. He's been on this with us in this battle from day one. So I think he is one of the good guys. But so I guess him and this other representative, Darren Soto, wrote Gary Gensler on the SEC about a Bitcoin spot ETF. And it's pretty wild that, they let leverage trading ETF, but not a spot ETF. It's like, you want to give rich people, you want to give rich people the option to make money off this market, but you don't want to give the everyday investor a shot in this market. It's just more and more corruption that is so blatant and in your face, and it's unbelievable. So just wanted to show you this thread. Let's continue on actually here. FinTech Task Force ranking member Warren Davidson and four other financial services Republicans are awaiting response in their October letter inquiring whether stablecoin issuers that hold money transmission licenses should be exempt from security regulations. So that's another letter there. So this guy's basically showing you that, congressmen are actually writing letters to the regulators, to Gary Gensler, trying to get, more clarity in the market, trying to get them so they can actually start writing laws and writing bills about crypto, but they're getting zero or very little response from regulators in the SEC. And it's just sad to see that it's like everywhere you turn, it's just like the SEC is just trying to hurt us. Even when our representatives are trying to contact them and get answers from them on how we should regulate this market, they're giving them nothing. And just wanted to point out that there are some, mostly Republican, I hate to say it, I'm not right or left, but, I hate to say it, but Republicans are not most Republicans, but most of the pro-crypto representatives and congressmen I've seen are Republican. So take that as you will, but it's just, we need to use our vote to put in the right people. And I think that we're putting them on blast, because I think that in the midterm elections, these people running, they need to know that, crypto's here to stay, and the people that are be voting in the midterms are going to see these politicians for what they do. And if they want to be anti-crypto, we got to vote them out. We can't have that. Obviously, that's a corruption. You are obviously bought by the bankers if you're anti-crypto, because crypto is one of the biggest things that can help people in the future. The everyday person, crypto is going to level the playing field for so many people in the world. And if you're anti-crypto, then you're either, an old person that doesn't get the tech, or you're just someone that is working for the big banks and you don't want to grow because it's money out of your pocket, and you're corrupt. So that's just the way it is. So just wanted to show you this real quick, just to let you know that there are some good guys in Congress that are trying to help us out, but we need to do more. Like I said in the past thread, we need to write our Congress people, let them know how we feel. We need an investigation against the SEC and what they're doing, because if we don't, the SEC is just going to keep doing what they're doing, and it's going to be more and more of this, regulation by enforcement coming after crypto, and it's going to hurt our investments. And that's, it's unbelievable, like I said, that the SEC, who are supposed to be protecting investors, are coming after investors like this. It's like uncalled for, and like I said before, we need to write our Congress people and let them know how we feel. So the next thing I want to show you guys, this is a great video. So to the same point, this is Gary Gensler on the Squawk Box yesterday, talking to Andrew Sorkin. This was just so funny. He talks, I'll let you watch it in a second, but he asked him about, he says, I know you won't talk about the Ripple SEC lawsuit, but will you talk about the free pass that Ether got, basically, he says? And listen to the response that, telling obviously the same response he always gets. Can you
explain your view of whether Ethereum is a security or not? I think you've actually suggested it isn't, but then why you believe that Ripple is a security. And I know there's an ongoing lawsuit related to Ripple, but could you speak to the Ethereum issue?
Andrew, just to have a little fun with you, refer back to my earlier question. I'm not going to speak to any one matter. And so your listeners understand it. I'm the chair of a 5-member commission that's also a civil law enforcement agency. And so we don't get involved in these types of public forums talking about any one project.
Means that neither Bitcoin nor Ether would be considered securities and thus not under the purview of the SEC. Can you very briefly explain what your reasoning is?
Just want to pause real quick. So it's just funny. It's telling. So Gary Gensler there saying that we don't, at the SEC, we don't talk about certain cryptos and we don't give advice on how we feel about certain cryptos and what's a security and what's not. But then this clip goes back, I think this is 2018, where Bill Hinman, I think he was head of enforcement, it says SEC director of the division of corporate finance. So worked for the SEC. He was given, advice on certain cryptos back then. So obviously, it's like you can't have it one way 2 years ago and then, or 3 years ago, and then have it a different way now. It's like, we're not. Gensler says we're not allowed to talk about cryptos, but then 2018. Listen to him. He's giving guidance on the market.
Sure, Bob. These are complex facts and circumstances tests, but when we look at Bitcoin or if we look at Ether and the highly decentralized nature of the networks, we don't see a third-party promoter where applying the disclosure regime would make a lot of sense. So we're comfortable in some sort of viewing these as items that don't have to be regulated as securities.
So we don't get involved in these types of public forums talking about any one project, one possible circumstance, and give legal advice over the airways that way.
These are replacements for sovereign currencies, replace the dollar.
And this is Jay Clayton, obviously the past SEC chairman, obviously giving more guidance on other things. I think back on with Ether back in, I think this is 2018.
Or the yen, the euro with Bitcoin. That type of currency is not a security. Let me turn to what.
So it's pretty telling. So, this administration with Gary Gensler saying that we can't talk about any cryptos and we won't say if anything is a security or not a security, and we're not allowed to. And that's, he's basically saying that's been the SEC stance from day one. And then you show videos of past SEC, chairman here, and then the other guy from the SEC, Bill Hinman, giving, talking about certain cryptos, talking about Ether and Bitcoin being not securities. So it's like, you can't, like I said, you can't have it one way and not have it the other. It's like, it blows people's minds when you see videos like this, because Gary Gensler, it's like, dude, you're supposed to give investors guidance so they know where it is safe to put their money. And if you're just going to give the generic answer every time you get a question, why even come on the news if you're just going to give zero guidance about everything? It's like you're just giving no guidance at all. So it's like people are like, where do I put my money? What's a security? What's not a security? You said Ether wasn't a security before. You said Bitcoin wasn't a security before. Now you're leaning towards they are securities. It's like there's so much confusion in the market, and it's pretty crazy to think that the SEC is saying there's plenty of guidance out there and people should know what's a security and what's not a security. How can we have guidance when you guys won't even let us know that Bitcoin is not a security? We know obviously Bitcoin's not a security, but you can't even say that. It's just unbelievable. It blows my mind every time I see Gary Gensler on TV or in front of Congress. He just gives this generic response, won't talk about any specific crypto. It just boggles my mind. And I just want to show you that video just to show you how ass backwards that the SEC is right now. It's like I said, irks me every day I watch it. But just wanted to give you guys that quick video. That was from the Digital Asset Investor. Also great follow if you guys want to follow some XRP guys. So next, this is actually a post from the Digital Asset Investor. Thought this was a great thing to show you guys, just because if you guys hadn't known this. So let's read it. Let's ponder this fact for a moment. XRP was the first cryptocurrency ever in history to be recognized as such by the U.S. Treasury and FinCEN. So I think this was back in 2015, I believe. FinCEN regulator and the U.S. Treasury, those are bigger regulators than the SEC, much bigger. And they came out in 2015 and labeled XRP as a cryptocurrency. They call it a currency. This is back in 2015, And I just think it's very telling that even back in 2015, these two regulators called XRP a currency. And now you have the SEC today calling XRP a security. So it's like, God, come on, government, get your crap together here. It's like you can't. There's just too many regulators. It's like there's 5 different regulators, and these 2 say something and these 3 say something. They should be coordinating and getting it right and giving investors the clear guidance on where they can safely put their money. And it's just like to have things like this where it's like two big regulators are calling XRP a currency, and then 6 years later, the SEC comes down and says that XRP is a security. So it's just like, once again, the confusion in this market is just unbelievable. And I'll just continue. So it wasn't Bitcoin, it wasn't Ethereum. This lawsuit is an audit of Ripple for the role it will play in the future on the world stage. And that's so true. As much as, like I said, if you want to hate Ripple, you want to hate XRP, that's fine. But you have to admit that, Ripple is going to be around and XRP is going to be around in the future. And I think I agree with this. I think this lawsuit is against, if the SEC comes after you, if you looked at, past SEC enforcement actions against big companies, they went after Tesla when Tesla was about to blow up. They went after Amazon when Amazon was about to blow up. It's like the SEC is like the mob. When they see like a big company that's going to come on in the area, they want their piece. They're all just about getting their money and getting their settlement, and they want their little piece of the action before these companies actually blow up. It's like Amazon. They sue Amazon. They get a nice settlement out of it. They get a couple $100 million or whatever it was, and then Amazon goes on to be one of the biggest companies in the world. Tesla, same thing. I believe there's a great clip of Elon Musk talking about that he does not respect the SEC at all. Great clip if you haven't seen it, but he says, I do not respect the SEC. I want to repeat, I do not respect the SEC. So it's like, even he knows the SEC is just a corrupt agency that wants their little piece of action. They want their payoff before these companies actually start growing. And if you look at those two companies, obviously Tesla and Amazon, after that, those lawsuits from the SEC, they both went on to be, two of the biggest companies in the world. So, I believe Ripple will be one of the biggest companies in the world too. That's my, I really believe that. Ripple, if you look at the board of Ripple, there's a lot of big names there. There's a lot of, as much as you want to be, say XRP's a banker's coin, Ripple's centralized or whatever, Ripple is going to be a big company in the future. And if you don't believe that, then you don't see the world as it is. So just wanted to shoot that out there just to let you know that it's just so crazy how these regulators, one regulator will say one thing and the other two will say something else. It's like, get together, guys, and agree on one set of ideas and one set of regulations, because to have confusion in the market like this, you're just making it so hard for investors to safely put their money in things that they know is safe. And it has to change. It really has to change. So I got a couple more things to show you guys. So this is another actually lawyer in the XRP community. His name's Jeremy Hogan. He has a channel called Legal Briefs where he breaks down like different motions that are involved in the SEC lawsuit. And another great follow, another great lawyer. Just wanted to show you this quick. So just want to give you a quick. So with the lawsuit, right now we are today is January 11th. Expert discovery in the case ends, I believe, the 14th, but I think it got extended to the 19th now. So when discovery ends, you'll have the judge come out with rulings on the fair notice defense. Now, the SEC is trying to strike the fair notice defense. And what is the fair notice defense, if you guys haven't been following the case? So the fair notice defense that Ripple is fighting for is that they didn't know ahead of time that they were doing something illegal, basically. There wasn't enough regulation or guidance in the market to let them know that they were doing something wrong, which is 100% true, because if, the SEC saying that Ether is not a security and Bitcoin is not a security, then what makes you think that XRP is a security? It's like, if there's no guidance in the market, then how would Ripple know that they're doing something illegal? So the fair notice defense is basically saying we didn't have fair notice that we were doing anything illegal. And it's like you say, you let XRP trade in an open market for 8 years, and then after 8 years of trading in the open market, you're going to come down and say it's a security. Like, you guys have never said it's a security in the whole 8 years, but then all of a sudden you guys want to say it's a security. And I just want to give a quick tidbit here. Coinbase. So Coinbase didn't list XRP. I think when I was buying crypto back in early 2018, XRP wasn't even on there yet. I think it was just Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. So quick little story that just shows you how crazy this case really is. So Coinbase went to the SEC. They said, we had our securities lawyers look at XRP and run through our, ideas of what we think a security would be, and we came to the conclusion that XRP is not a security. And then they said, what do you guys think? Because we're going to put it on our platform. And the SEC said nothing. They didn't say anything. They didn't get, obviously, a month later, XRP's listed on Coinbase. So did they tell Coinbase it was a security? Obviously not. So it's like, that was in 2018. So it's like, you're going to say it's not a security for that many years, and then all of a sudden 2021, actually this whole time we actually did think it was a security, but we didn't let anybody know. It's like, guys, that's not a case. You can't say that. That's illegal. So the whole thing with the fair notice defense is that, how are you guys going to say nothing for 8 years and then all of a sudden come out and say, actually, you know, what you've been doing the last 8 years is illegal and we're going to sue you for, you know, $1.6 billion. Like, what? Are you crazy? So just wanted to let you guys know here. So Jeremy Hogan wrote this. So why Ripple's fair notice defense survives in the SEC's motion to strike. In the Kick Interactive case, so just a quick insight into the Kick Interactive case. The Kick case was the SEC went after the, I think it was the Kin coin. This is back in, I want to say 2017, I believe. Could have that wrong. But so they went after the Kick Interactive and the Kin token and basically said that, you know, they were selling securities, and they settled in court for like, I think it was like 20 million or even less than that, 6 million or something like that. So I just want to give you that. So that was a past ruling that the court came down on Kick Interactive. So in the Kick Interactive case, the court ruled against Kick on the fair notice defense as seen in the order below, which distinguished the Upton case. However, the adverse ruling was at summary judgment and not at motion to strike. So another quick thing I want to say about the case. So right now we are in the discovery phase, right? So we are basically in the motion to strike phase. So basically what happens is each side wants to come out with certain arguments in the case, and the judge will come in and say, okay, you can argue this or you can't argue this. So this whole year has basically been like, what can we argue in the actual case, you know, on our behalf? So it's been like a back and forth, you know, people have been, there have been a lot of deposed people being interviewed, a lot of interviews, a lot of different things. But right now we are still in the motion to strike phase. The summary judgment phase is the end of the case where, you know, the judge actually makes a judgment on who wins the case. So those are two separate things. Just wanted to put that out there. So I just want to read this quickly just to show you guys. Hold on a second here. This is why I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, so let me just read this thread. For the Ripple court to distinguish the Upton case, it would have to refer things outside the lawsuit. For example, whether the SEC was inconsistent in enforcement across the industries for years, or whether the statute authorizes discriminatory enforcement. Reference to outside evidence is not proper in a motion to strike. Analysis should be limited to whether Ripple pled the defense properly. Therefore, I believe the court should not strike the fair notice defense. Whether the fair notice defense wins at summary judgment, 100% different analysis. So basically what he was trying to say is that the Kick case is 100% different from the Ripple case. So it's like the SEC is trying to use this Kick case as evidence basically in this case. And what Jeremy Hogan is trying to say here is that you can't, you know, bring up this other case that has nothing to do with the Ripple case. And honestly, it's two very separate cases in very different cases. So it's like, it's amazing that the SEC is like picking at anything at this point to try to win these judgments. And it's like, or win these notices to strike. And it's like throughout the year, I've been following this case very, you know, closely. And it's like one thing after another, the SEC will like say one thing and be like, actually, we don't believe that. We want to say this. And it's like, they are just so like everywhere in this lawsuit where it's like, who's running who's running the SEC and who are these lawyers? Because like, I just feel bad for them at this point. Like they just put themselves in corners all the time. And I give it to the Ripple lawyers. They are unbelievable. They've been, you know, slamming the SEC left and right, and it's been, you know, great to see the SEC get owned throughout this lawsuit. And so I just wanted to show you that, you know, the SEC is just grasping at straws at this point. You know they can't win this case. At this point, they're trying to drag it on as much as they can to get a good settlement. I believe that there will be a settlement in this case. I'm thinking, you know, early February, maybe late January even, just because the SEC doesn't want to lose power. So they're not going to let this go to trial and lose. And, if they lose on summary judgment, that takes so much power away from the SEC. And I especially Gary Gensler, they're not going to take that chance to lose any power. They want more power. So it's like they're going to make a settlement. Hopefully XRP will get the regulatory clarity that they need to move on with their business. But, it's going to be a telltale sign is what is going to be in the settlement. Are they just going to give XRP the clarity, or are they going to try to give, is there going to be more clarity in the market as a whole? Signs say that there's just going to be clarity for XRP, and the whole market as a whole is still going to be in shaky waters. And I believe that, Gary Gensler is going to do his best to, make that settlement to, lose at the least amount of power possible, So I think XRP gets the clarity, but the rest of the market, not so much. So we'll see how it goes. But like I said, I think a settlement comes in, late January, early February, which I think coincides with the alt season coming in, in March. So we'll see if it does. Like I said, the case discovery ends January 19th. So we'll get some big news probably in the coming weeks. So I'll keep you posted on that. And I have one more thing just to show you guys to end the video here. So this is a crazy story that I just saw this morning, actually. So this is John Deaton again, who I've showed you before, but let me just read this for you. Sums it up perfectly. The SEC's mission seems to be protect the non-accredited investors from becoming accredited investors. So this is Travis Kling that posted this. Just this is unbelievable. We now have 3 Fed board members that have resigned due to the egregious oh my God. You think this is one cut, not edited? We now have 3 Fed board members that have resigned due to the egregious of their insider trading during the COVID market crash. But they won't let you participate in airdrops worth thousands of dollars because you need to be protected. So this is just like the unbelievable hypocrisy of the SEC right now. Like, they are not going to go after these Fed board members for insider trading, but they're protecting you guys by not letting you invest in crypto. It's like, what is going on? Like, I think I read something the other day that there hasn't been any case 2 or 3 actual insider trading cases brought by the SEC in the last 10 years. Do you think there's only been 2 or 3 people that have broken that law, have been inside trading? You think politicians don't do that every day? You think that these guys that work for the Fed are not inside trading? It's unbelievable the hypocrisy the SEC shows. And they say they're protecting investors, but it's that's further from the truth than it could possibly be. They do not care about the investors. They don't care about you. They care about themselves and their big banker cronies that that pay them off. So it's just hypocrisy everywhere you look. It's unbelievable when you see stuff like this, because it's just one thing after another, and it's not even like I said before, they're not even hiding it anymore. It's like in your face hypocrisy, in your face corruptness that is just so sickening. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So I'll end the video there. I believe this was a pretty long video for the first video, and this is the type of thing I'll probably be doing. Is most of my videos will be news in the market. This is more towards the Ripple and SC lawsuit, just because I believe this is very important right now, especially when it's coming down to the final stages of the lawsuit. I feel like this is going to be a big it could be a big step in the market if a settlement does come in the next couple of weeks. I expect this to lead the altcoin market in an alt season. And like I said before in the beginning of the video, I believe Bitcoin will have a retracement back up to the 702 fib, up to around 60,000. And I believe in that climb up to 60,000, I think the altcoin market will outperform Bitcoin, will outperform ETH. And I believe those lagging assets in the crypto market will have their time to shine. So hope you liked the video. Like I said, you got to bear with me because I'm not very tech savvy, and I'm doing this in one take. And it is what it is. And I hope you guys liked it. And you'll be seeing more of the Crypto Muser and the Crypto Muser channel. I just want to say real quick at the end here, I am not an investment advisor. Please don't take anything I say or write as investment advice. If you need a financial advisor, you get yourself one. All right. Thanks, you guys. Once again, Crypto Muser is out.